This payment processor situation is something like I ain't never seen before. Like what is going on? The same journalists and media outlets that we were just beefing with last year are on our side. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? We got to get into it. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Donate, because we broke out here. Cash App and Venmo in the description. I am a grifter for crying out loud. We are grifters over here. Yeah, so Collective Shout and the payment processor sets their eyes on bigger targets. Okay. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now within their crosshairs. And I'll be honest, I'm skeptical about whether they can actually make that happen. But at this point, I mean, shit, they can take down Steam. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you want to start this thing off right here, right? The video game fight against Visa, this comes from Pirate Nation. The video game fight against Visa, Mastercard, and censorship is only getting messier. It's been weeks of anger and confusion for fans and game developers ensnared in the debacle between gaming storefronts like Valve and itch.io and the payment processors that service them. Who exactly is responsible for the recent crackdown on adult games? The answer changes depending on who you ask. The vagueness has been accompanied by an avalanche of actions from fans, developers, and even storefronts as folks unite against the possibility of video game censorship. Meanwhile, gamers have mobilized en masse to deluge Visa and Mastercard by any means necessary, including clogging their phone lines, sending emails, and calling in to investor meetings. So here you go. Polygon wrote this. Patricia Hernandez. Thank you guys for actually doing your jobs. I got to give y'all an applause. Do we have an applause? I don't think we have an applause. I give y'all a Don DeMarco instead. Don DeMarco. Y'all are actually doing y'all jobs for once. Okay, that's from Polygon, but that's not going to be the one that we get into. And it might be getting dangerous to talk about it too. Supported activities by PayPal. Under these card network rules, PayPal complies with these requirements. Yeah. This is. We no longer offer PayPal services for this account. Wow. It's getting dangerous to talk about it. That is crazy. Anyway, so if you come over, here's another one from Pirate Nation. Adult games are just the beginning. GTA and Saints Row are reportedly at risk of being delisted. So this is coming from the gamer. We ain't got the best. You know what I'm saying? We got the best relationship with the gamer as far as gamers. But let's go ahead and see what they're talking about. This comes from James Lucas over at the Gamer. He says, over the last few weeks, payment processors, what is going on here? Payment processors have been pressuring digital storefronts like Steam and itch.io to remove controversial adult games. However, a Zoom platform representative claimed that this campaign could go much further. Oh, damn. One employee from the retro storefront told the Zoom platform, okay, one employee from the retro storefront told Gaming on Linux that during conversations with payment processors, titles like Grand Theft Auto, Duke Nukem, and Saints Row were described as potentially at risk of being delisted, confirming worries that adult games aren't the only target of this campaign. Now, the payment processors and the people that are on board with this, where they would come in and say is, well, those are adult games. I'm pretty sure that Saints Row had some gameplay where you could run around with dildos or something like that. Yeah, something of that sort. And then obviously Grand Theft Auto, you can beat up strippers and all type of stuff. Y'all know about the coffee, the coffee mode. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk about that. And I've never played Duke Nukem like that, so I can't really comment on Duke Nukem. But what I'm trying to say is that that's the argument they will pull. But what I'm saying is once they take the boundaries, because the original argument was that this was about getting corn out of video games and off of platforms. Well, I mean, y'all have went after Grand Theft Auto before, right? Why would we think that you're not going after Grand Theft Auto? And I got a little rumor about Grand Theft Auto. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to that at the end. 10 years ago, Collective Shout campaigned against GTA 5. Payment processors first notice took of adult games on these storefronts because of Collective Shout, an Australian political group that stands against the objectification of women in media, founded in 2009 by feminist and anti-pornography activist Melinda Tankard Reese. It has launched several campaigns against video games over the last 2 decades, most notably Grand Theft Auto 5. In 2014, it claimed that Rockstar's open world sandbox encourages players to brutally murder women for entertainment, calling on the game to be banned. Man, get the hell out of here with that bullshit. By the way, you can brutally murder men as well. As the group is the driving force behind the delisting campaign, it would certainly make sense that any game it has previously taken issue with, like GTA, would be at risk. This has been a major concern since it was discovered that Collective Shout was the one urging payment processors to take action. Players worried that LGBTQ games would be taken down to their adult themes, due to their adult themes, and that titles like Duke Nukem would be targeted as they already censored in Australia. So Duke Nukem is already censored in Australia. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. So you already got Duke Nukem censored. You know what I'm saying? They've already gone after GTA before. And now with seemingly, I mean, because this isn't going to do anything but enable them. So you know how you ever heard that statistics about criminals who, when they beat murder cases or when they beat just cases in general, you would think by the near miss that they would go, okay, time to stop tripping and get my life together. But no, it's actually the exact opposite. Police officers and other data analysts would tell you that criminals who beat their cases, they become emboldened. Future has a line in one of his songs where he says, "Where I'm from, if you beat a murder case where I'm from, and you make it out." Let me say this correctly. Future said, "Where I'm from, if you catch a murder case and make it out, you a god." That's how they look. Criminals, that's how they look at it. If you beat a case, you're unbeatable. So they wound up going back and doing it again, and then this time the second case, they get locked up for forever. It's the same thing sort of with this one. When you get one taste of the power, you don't stop, you keep going. And these are women that, believe it or not, they absolutely positively want it to where only the things that they like can be in video games when it comes to women. Now, I got a rumor, right? I got a source that I trust, but I need you to take this rumor with a grain of salt, okay? Remember, I am a grifter. You should believe nothing I say, okay? Nothing I say is truthful. I'm only here to get paid. So this rumor you're about to hear could absolutely, more than likely, absolutely is false. Why? Because I'm a grifter, okay? I hear through the grapevine from a trusted source that there are people inside of GTA who are actually considering the possibility of keeping GTA on the shelf until all of the censorship shit has subsided. Why? Because GTA is actually, let me see if I can find it, at risk of, here it is. GTA could get banned in the UK, Rockstar's home country, due to the new Online Safety Act, according to The Telegraph. Now, here's the thing. On all fronts, this whole ordeal diminishes and greatly caves Rockstar's potential because, one, we're talking about a game that was anticipated to make billions of dollars when it released, but you're diminishing its audience. One, starting with the age verification stuff. Apparently, if a child can't verify that they're 18 years old, they will not be able to play Grand Theft Auto. Need I remind y'all, like I did a couple videos ago, that if the kids aren't able to play this game, that greatly diminishes the player base because the rest of us got to get up every day and be adults. Right? Then, if it gets banned in the UK, it ain't nothing but 380 million Americans here in America. Maybe 400 million. Hey, I'm just saying. So take that rumor with a grain of salt. Do I believe that rumor? I got to be honest with you, and shout out to my source of, I don't think that they will lie about anything. I don't believe the rumor only because there's no way you spent billions of dollars on this game. Well, close to $1 billion on this game, and you don't release it because of some censorship stuff. You're going to want to recoup some sort of cost. Although an argument can be made that, well, they make so much money on GTA 5, they've probably already recouped the amount of money they spent on GTA 6. Who knows? Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. As always, may the Griff be with you.
fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.